Hello, floor gaming gamers or floor gamers. I'll figure out how I want to say that some other time. But this is Deception42long here. And as a lot of you probably know, I'm pretty new to the commentating game. You probably know either because you just noticed me or because you've never heard of me in your life, which is probably the majority of the people. The gameplay you'll be watching today is a gameplay of SWAT on Unanchored. As many of you probably know, Unanchored is like Anchor 9, except they took away the shield doors, just like they did on Epitaph in Halo 3, and like they did Snowbound, also in Halo 3, two maps that I am not a huge fan of personally. But Anchor 9 is the complete opposite for me. It's one of my favorite maps in Halo Reach matchmaking, and I love whenever it pops up. So for anybody that doesn't understand what my commentaries are like, I'm really not the type of commentator that goes around giving tips and commentating on my gameplay. My gameplay isn't the most interesting stuff ever. I'm not the most skilled player ever. As I've said in my first video on my channel, I wouldn't be surprised if many of you could kick my ass. If anything, I expect comments telling me that you could. But what I do is I'm here for the commentary. I'm here for voicing my opinion on things, for bringing up different topics, hopefully getting feedback from you guys too in the comments section. And one thing I do that's maybe a little unique from other commentators is I ask for like replies back. I ask for what do you guys think, but I ask for you guys to keep it respectful. I don't want to have a bunch of monkey shit fights going on in my comments. I don't want a bunch of immature, like just flame bait conversations with trolls and whatnot. That really doesn't get us anywhere, and it's really not fun for anybody except for the person that finds joy in irritating everybody else. As you can tell from my first video, I will mostly be bringing Halo commentaries. I really don't get too much into Call of Duty or too many games like that. I do like games like Battlefield, so if I ever get a chance to do commentaries on stuff like that, I'll get into it. If any new shooters come up, I'll definitely get into that. I'm a cheap bastard, so I will try out new demos, might do a commentary on those. Whatever I play, in all honesty, is what I'll be commentating on. Kind of works out pretty well. Hopefully you guys enjoy what I put up. If you don't, let me know. My goal is to give my few fans what they want. And if they don't like what I'm putting out, I will cut back on it or stop it or do whatever. Yes, that does kind of make me the viewer's bitch. So today I want to talk about something that's come up recently. It's kind of been shot down by Bungie, and I'm not the biggest fan in like reinforcing rumors by telling everybody about them, but it was something that came up and in all honesty got me really excited, and if it's true I'll be really happy. Apparently there's been this leak on Bungie's new project, and it's been leaked that it's called Bungie Destiny, and that what it is a MMO FPS. Now, in all honesty, I'd be kind of surprised if the viewers didn't know what an MMO FPS would be, but theoretically it'd be a massively multiplayer online game. So think like World of Warcraft, like a persistent world that is constantly going, and you may like leave the match, but it keeps going. There might be like online environments that are going 24/7, stuff like that. Sometimes there's like different factions you go with. But overall, it'd be like this great sci-fi space shooter, it was speculated to be. And personally, that gets me really excited. The game Borderlands came out a little bit ago, and I really loved that game. But the only thing keeping it short of being an MMO was the online play. It was mostly a single-player game. You could go on and do co-op multiplayer with your friends, but it really didn't have much of an open world feel. I didn't feel like I was in a world that was living, and I didn't feel like I could go out and like randomly gank a noob. It may be annoying when that happens, but it's one of the things that makes it really like feel like a real world. And personally, I've been waiting for a good MMO FPS altogether. In all honesty, even just to play an MMO on the consoles would be cool. I played quite a bit of World of Warcraft, but I thought it'd be really cool to get that type of experience on a console where you could lay down on the couch and talk with friends instead of being at your desktop or on a laptop, like talking to friends that way. I thought it'd be cool to see like which console could bring a good experience with that. And if this rumor is right, then it'd be pretty amazing. And if anything, I'd want Bungie creating it because they've got plenty of experience with the shooter series, and it'd be amazing to see what they would try and do with it in an MMO environment. Now remember, this is all speculation. This is rumors from some people that were supposedly fired for no reason, but Bungie themselves even commented saying that they didn't fire them. So this could be a bunch of bullshit for all we know, but if it isn't, I will be a happy gamer. Other reasons for believing, though, is that they've had conversations with Bungie employees who've talked about creating an environment that is persistent. Like, how awesome would that be? What could they do with the fiction of it? They're trying to create a new universe, they've said, with their new game, and they said it's extremely ambitious and they need a big budget. That's the main reason they went with Activision. I know a lot of people were kind of mad they went with Activision, but they said one of the main reasons they went with Activision is because Activision is one of the few people that can actually fund their project. And as people may know, MMOs usually cost millions and hundreds of millions of dollars to produce. So it's not like there's something cheap to make. Probably one of the most expensive games to make out there. And as far as MMOs go, Activision is working with one of the best MMO developers out there, Blizzard. And when you think about whether Bungie would actually be able to use Blizzard almost as a resource to help them create the MMO environment, that would be a really amazing combination, especially on a console. Once again, I've said, I have often played games, especially I remember playing Star Wars Battlefront 2, and it was a very specific moment, but it was one of the moments where the AI partner I was playing with used one of the health benefits where he actually gave everybody around him a healing buff. And it was at that moment I thought, why can't there be a good MMO FPS? Because when you think about it, you could get some really cool aspects into it. You could really have fun with that, and it would be really unique. I can only imagine what it'd be like to play in a raid with some friends, like a space sci-fi raid where we have our guns as first person. Personally, I find first person more immersive, so then it almost seems more intense to you. You've got your headsets on, you're chatting and all that jazz. I am personally just excited for that type of experience. One downside, though, is there's always the question, would there be a subscription fee? And the problem is, with Activision, I would be surprised if they didn't try and push a subscription fee. So yeah, that'd be pretty annoying to have a subscription fee within Xbox Live, but I personally would be willing to pay it because Bungie makes great games. You have to remember that. It's not like Halo was the only game they came out with that was a stellar game. They came out with Marathon, which was a great game, especially for its time, and they definitely have the capabilities to make other great games. They're not a one-shot wonder, especially when you hear stories about how Microsoft, if anything, held them back from making the previous Halo games better because Microsoft wanted them to come out with it on a certain time, and if anything, hopefully they have more freedom with Activision to do what they've been wanting to do and do what they possibly can do. So that sums up my thoughts on that. Once again, it is rumor. I have been ranting on the possibility of this rumor being true, but I also hope it is true. I better wrap it up because this video is about done. You can expect Halo content out of me, stuff like what I've done now. Hopefully you guys won't be irritated by my less than stellar gameplay, but I hope you guys were still able to enjoy it. Come to Floor Gaming for more commentary videos. Keep followed. I'll try and put up videos about once a week. Otherwise, subscribe to Floor Gaming, subscribe to my channel if you want more, and keep tuned in. There's going to be more great content coming out from this channel. Otherwise, so long, guys.